Welcome to Module 2 of the Accidental Project Manager Project Selection Phase, or sometimes I would call, where do projects come from? Well, if you come from a organization that doesn't have project management maturity in terms of its processes and its capabilities, maybe the big boss will come up with an idea, it's a great idea, it's a thought, and he say, hey, let's make that a project. And then he says, yeah, this one too, great idea, let's make it a project. And he keeps on pointing at everyone and making projects. And before you know it, there's more projects in the organization than cockroaches. But that's the problem, right? When we say capability, we refer to processes, technology that supports these processes, enterprise-wise capability in terms of the people's familiarity with these processes, that goes not only horizontally across the organization, but also vertically across the organization. When I first installed project management in Globe Telecom, way back in the early 2000s, that's ancient history now, there was lack of maturity not just in the individuals who were given titles of project manager, but also the lack of process maturity across the organization. So different departments practice project management one way, another organization practices projects another way, and they say, when you bring your tools and your practices, they say, "Oh, that's not what we do. That's not what we do here. We do something else." This lack of standardization and integration causes a lot of diversification and a lot of deviations, and causes inefficiencies in execution of projects. And naturally, the result are delays in projects and things like that. But where do projects come from? This is a very profound and very important question to ask, because projects come from strategy. Yes, strategy. The organization sets out many years before to set up their strategy, their value proposition as an organization, and then they develop missions and visions, and then together they set up 5-year objectives or 3-year objectives, and then they develop objectives and goals, business goals and objectives and business plans. And from there are programs. Aha, there's the word, program. Program is a group of projects centrally managed, because the organization will benefit from centrally managing these projects. That's what a program is, a collection of projects, centrally managed, because there's benefit in running them together. Whether that's in order to build an architecture, or whether this program was built in order to reach a common objective. My favorite example is revenue. When you're trying to hit, say, for example, $1 billion in revenue, one of the wrong misconceptions, one of the terrible misconceptions, is that one project, one goal and objective. As if that one project is enough to achieve the goal and objective. And many times than not, it isn't. And for those organizations who think that with one silver bullet I can slay that goal and objective, they're actually wrong. That if they really reflect on it and look back in their enterprise history, they will know that it takes a few projects to achieve a goal and objective. I can see you guys nodding your heads and stuff like that. And if you don't know this, you can take it with you. But I digress too much. Strategies yield business plans yield programs yield projects. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's where projects come from. But remember where you are when I say this, because projects are not yet done at this point in terms of scope, time, budget. It's still notional at this point. It's still an idea and not yet a full-grown project. And so they need to go what we will call justification. This project justification, sometimes companies call it a business case, is about, government organizations will call it project feasibility studies, are designed to look at the cost and benefits and all of the other things that makes up a project.